What is that noise? Oh, I guess it was my microphone. No? Okay. Hi, everybody. It's File Under Action. We're back with another streamo. Part 3 of our Diablo 2 Resurrected beginner guide stream. So we are back on our sorceress. She has completed most of Act 1. We're kind of wrapping up. We'll probably wrap up on this stream. We're getting close to where we can create our low-level rune words like Leaf and Stealth, our armor rune word Stealth, and that will give us kind of a good boost in our survivability and our damage and our mana recovery, all kinds of good things that are going to be super, super helpful to get us through the rest of normal and rest of Nightmare, or into Nightmare. All right, let's jump back in. Meow. All right, got lots of potions. We're going to check Akara to see if she has any good staffs that have 2 open sockets. Nope. That one does, but it's mechanics. You can see the blue text for the item, so we can't use that. This one does +2 to frozen armor. Not super useful. This one is also mechanics, so meh. That's 3 open sockets, so can't use that for our rune word. The rune word has to do the rune word, you have to have the exact number of open sockets. You can't put a 2-socket rune word in a 3-socket item. It will not work. And our rune word, our staff rune word Leaf, is 2 open sockets. Alright, so we're just going to continue on. We can't equip Leaf right now anyway, so we're just going to go. I'll pick that up. We are in the inner cloister. Let's see here. Oh, the cathedral. Forgot to equip that. I'll take that. Alright, let's go. So in the cathedral is a super unit called Bone Ash. He's pretty tough for some characters. So we can pick that up.
I am overburdened.
Thank you. Bone Ash will give us some good XP, so we'll go ahead and kill him. There he is right there. Ow, that hurt. Ouchie doos.
I can't carry anymore.
Let's identify the skull cap, see if it's a boost. It is. 1 less defense. Defense is kind of not a really useful stat, but it does give us 4 to mana, so that'll help with our mana troubles. So we'll drop that off. I am out of identify scrolls, so we're going to need another one. Cathedral, always on the catacombs, down to Andariel, always on the right and the left. So I'm going to drop down in here. There are 4 levels to the catacombs, and Andariel is on level 4. So we just need to get through the first 3 levels. Nice.
I can't carry anymore.
Take the identify scroll. We will pop a mana potion. We're gonna move some stuff around. Leather armor, identify that. Is it better than what we have? Defense is lower, we get hit recovery, we get fire resist, which is kind of useful right now. It's kind of whatever. Is it better than what she has? Yes, we'll take that.
I'll put that to good use.
Beautiful. Alright. We're just going to go around the outside edge. I'm just going to follow to the left. I don't remember which one it is, but it doesn't really matter. We're also trying to level up here. We're level 13. At level 17, we can equip our... Oh, that's a big mana potion. At level 17, we can equip our stealth rune. So ideally, at level 17, we have the runes already, but that's probably not going to happen. Pick that up. Pick that up. Beautiful. Let's keep it going. Oops. We're killing everybody. We're just gonna kill everybody we find on the way until we find the way down. Nobody in there. I like to open up all the chests. Oh, looks like our merc got stuck. That's okay. It happens sometimes. She'll like rubber band to us. That's fine. We'll pop that healing potion. Just keep ourselves topped off, just so we're not in any real danger. The sorceress is the squishiest of the characters. Sorceress or necromancer, I think, are the squishiest. The necromancer has some meat shields that he can summon, so the sorceress ends up being the squishiest. Oops, emerald, nice. We take those. The nice thing about the Fallen, I mean, it's good and it's bad.
Not enough mana.
Nice. What was I trying to say? The good and the bad thing about the Fallen is that they run away whenever one of their friends dies. So, if you're being overwhelmed by them, the Fallen or the sort of recolors, sprite recolors, if you're being overwhelmed by them, you can kill one of them, and the rest of them will clear out. Right? The bad thing is that you just have to chase them down after that, which is not fun. Well, and then of course I miss. Let's check the Fanged Helm. See if it has any mods. It does not. Go ahead and drink that. just to stay topped off. And we're going to keep heading around. Need some identify scrolls. We will pop our frozen armor again. There's not really anybody in there. There's the way down. Level 2. Now, on level 2 there is a waypoint. Now you don't really need to get it for Andariel in normal, but in Andariel in Nightmare when we get there, and Andariel in Hell, you do want to get that waypoint because she is a good source of like jewelry. I'm gonna take that small shield. Well, I can't identify it, but we will take it with us if we get. I think we're gonna drop these. Actually, we're gonna pick these up and drink them.
I can't carry anymore.
Alright, let's move on. We should be leveling up pretty soon. Nice. Alright. Grab a mana potion. Drop this in there as well. We are really close, so we should level up before we get to the next area, but we are gonna, like I was saying, there is a waypoint here. Look at that, we found it anyways, so that's nice. We'll go back, we'll identify that small shield, and we'll grab some tomes, or scrolls of identify. There we go. Is that small shield any better than what I have? It is not. It's a little bit more defense, but the light radius is basically useless. The 10 light res is much more useful.
Hello.
So we'll sell that. We'll move these all over here. I know I'm completely disorganized here, but that's okay. And we'll fill up our tome. Drop this stuff off here. So we're gonna move those over. We're gonna move these over here. Here. Chip skull. Amethyst. So no rubies yet, but I've got everything else. And then let's see if we need to repair anything. We do. And off we go. So I'm gonna pop my frozen armor and then get all my mana back by talking to her, and then we're gonna head back to the waypoint. So now I have the waypoint, so I can come back and farm Andariel if I want, but normal Andariel doesn't really give you much. She's not a great source of loot. Whoops. So I probably won't be coming back to farm her at all. Nightmare Andariel is the best source. She has the highest drop rate for Stone of Jordan, which is a very strong ring. Probably one of, if not the strongest, I guess the strongest ring in the game. The most useful for like every character. So the Stone of Jordan. The best way to get it is to farm, or I guess the highest drop rate is Nightmare Andariel. There's a scroll of identify that we just picked up. Is there anything to identify? Yes. Take that mana potion. Identify that. That's got a +2 to weaken, +2 to dim vision, so that's probably going to be good for some money. We will identify the amulet. Damage reduced by 1. No, we're going to take the energy. I'd rather have the energy, but we will sell that. At this point, we're starting to get enough money that we probably don't need to hoard money. I'm going to do 5 more points to strength, just so we can equip a heavier armor if that's all we can find with slots for our stealth rune word. We're going to add to fireball, so just keep raising that up. So you can see fireball's really starting to compound that damage. It also increases our firebolt damage by a little bit, but really starting to compound, so you can see how that's kind of becoming our main skill because it does a ton of damage. We're probably still going to use mainly firebolt for now, but probably one more level will be enough to sort of switch to fireball. Now that does mean that we're going to end up using a ton of mana. diamond. Nice. Let's check the scepter, see what's on that. 2 to might. Yeah, we'll sell that too. Alright, we're gonna have to get in there and kill him. These RX should be worth a lot of XP. See, we're already like a third of the way to our next. Ooh,
I am overburdened.
Pick that up. Let's see here. We'll identify it. Whoops. Oh well. 1 cold damage. Does this increase her damage? So looking here, 6 to 22. If I drop that on, 10 to 20. So I think it increases her average damage, but not her maximum damage. So we will go with that. There's probably a better bow that we can find pretty quickly. So we'll just keep looking. Down this guy quickly. This guy quickly. Just so I don't have to spend my time killing the Fallen over and over and over. Because you remember, do not get XP for the 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th kill, only for the 1st kill on the Fallen. Hurry up this. Alright. Pop this, get some mana back. We're just trying to go around the edges of the map here to try to find the stairs down. It's a ring, we'll take that. Maximum damage, we don't really care, so that's kind of a worthless ring. We will keep it for now to sell, but again, we're starting to run out of things that we need to sell. Or not run out, but starting to get to the point where like we don't really need to sell anymore. Let's keep going. Just topping off here. I know you guys probably, like, people who have played this like a lot, this game, probably are like, man, this guy is slow. Well, remember, this is a beginner guide. I'm just playing. I'm not an expert. I consider myself intermediate because I have a decent understanding of the overall game. Faster cast rate. Yes, that is huge. That is very, very good. So we want to swap it for this. Very, very good. So 10 FCR, that gives us, the faster we cast, there it is, 10% faster cast rate. The faster we cast, the more damage we do. Now there are breakpoints. That is sort of a complicated thing to explain. So I'll probably explain it as we get our rune words up and running and why those rune words are really good. And faster cast rate will be a part of that discussion. Having a 10 FCR ring, even if it's just 10 for now, is actually very good. Now, adding 10 when you already have like 70 is like, you know, not as good. And adding 10 when you have 200 is kind of worthless. And that's because of breakpoints. What is this? Does this have 2? No, only 1. So, all right, we'll move on. If that had 2 open sockets, that would be my stealth base, my base for stealth armor. There's the next waypoint. We will look for a. Take that minor mana potion. Take the big mana potion too. We'll look for a minor health potion to top us off, but I don't see one here. So off we go. All right, so this is level 3. When we get to level 4, that is where Andariel is. I'm just gonna go straight down this way. Just keep going south. Oh, Eagle Orb. Charge Bolt and Ice Bolt doesn't really help. The Fire Bolt and the Ice Armor are helpful. Oh, that's on the other side of that. Okay, we'll go around this way then. Drink like that. Because it just stacks with our duration. We definitely need a healing potion if possible, if one drops. Damage, so this is damaged. Does give us a Frost Nova, we don't really care about that. But even damaged staffs can still give you, can still give you some good mods. And so they're worth kind of looking at sometimes. Drop the health potion here. Pop a mana pot. Just make sure I have enough DPS. There's the minor healing potion we were after. That's not worth anything, so we'll drop that. Another light healing potion. Swap that for this. Keep that minor one on just in case we need to top off. And off we go. This is dangerous. So this aura you see around them, this glowing red, that is actually a fanaticism aura. And so the fanaticism aura increases the attack speed. That's ethereal. Alright, we'll sell it, but we're not going to use it because it's ethereal. The that fanaticism aura that you saw underneath them, that increases their attack speed, and so they're zombies, so they're not really that dangerous to begin with, but there are some enemies that already have a fast attack speed and move really fast. And so when you add fanaticism onto them, they get very dangerous. Alright, let's keep going around. How many town portal scrolls do I have? I have maxed out. I'm at 20 now. Alright, we're getting full on our inventory. We need to stop collecting stuff because it's just taking us too much time to go back to town. Or at least stop collecting stuff just to sell. So this will kind of be the end of that. So if you hover over him, it says he is fire enchanted. What that means is when he dies, he's going to explode. Corpse explosion. Yep. Corpse explosion does fire and physical damage. It's like half fire, half physical. Mana pot. Yeah, I got another one. Nice.
I can't carry anymore.
Okay. Let's drop some stuff. Don't care. Drink that to top off. We'll pick this up. Pick up our healing potion. Light mana potion. Get rid of all that. Alright, let's keep going. Got full inventory. Alright, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and go back. I'm going to sell what I have, and we're going to be a little bit more discerning about what we pick up.
Good evening.
So we're going to drop off our emerald. We can cube these up later once we get the Herodic cube. Let's see here. Alright, so we'll sell all of that, not this one. Drop this off. And so we're going to start being a little bit more discerning about what we're going to pick up. We're only going to pick up the things that we feel like are going to give us good mods. Or at least, rather, we'll pick up things that we think might be useful. Yeah, see, that didn't, because it's ethereal, it's not giving us that much money. And things that might give us, like, lots of mods, but we're only going to keep things that I feel would sell for lots instead of... Like, so we're not going to keep useless rings and amulets.
Good morning.
Because they're just not worth the trouble. Let's check her Akara's stash again. We're going to do that every time until we find a base that's good for us. Oh, let's see. We're looking for 2 open sockets. That one has 2 open sockets. 1 to Inferno, 1 to Ice Bolt. Not really useful, but that could be. No. That is 2 open sockets, but it's mechanics. We can't use that. Also mechanics, can't use that. Fireball would have been good. And these don't have 2 open sockets. That one has 1. Wow, that would have been great if it were 2. That would have been actually really good if it had 2 open sockets. But only had 1. Bummer. Alright, off we go. We're about to level up again. We're about to hit level 14. I know I said we're going to start farming for runes at level 15, but we're this close, we may as well finish and go on to Act 2, and then we'll start farming for runes. Oh, I was in there already. Alright, let's go. Now I'm also looking for armor that's gray, that has gray text, because the gray text armor might be socketed. Ow, that really hurt. And so if it's socketed with 2 open sockets, then I'll use that for my stealth rune word. We're picking up any staffs at all because they might have good mods that we can sell. And if we get really lucky, we'll get a 2 open socket staff with good mods that we can use, if we get really lucky, that is. I'm going to go ahead and pop a light healing potion and pick that one up. Lost my merc again. There's a ruby, and it's flawed, so that's the next level. My merc is like stuck over there, and she keeps getting hit by something. Alright. I'll go ahead and grab that and drink it. Just to keep us going. Alright, we are very close. So the next couple monsters, 1 or 2 monsters, should take us to... Take that mana potion too. 1 more monster should do it. Like, look how close we are here. So 1 more monster should take us to level 15. Re-up my frozen armor. I should be doing that before I pop a potion, because the potion will kind of work through that. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Gloves I might use, so we will go ahead and identify those. They might be better than what I have. Low defense, but chance to cast level 5 or level 3 Frost Nova. The Frost Nova won't do much damage, but it will give me some crowd control, so I will actually use that. New stats, we're going to do more vitality. That'll take us up to 155 max health. Another fireball. So if you look, 19 to 24 for firebolt. Okay, I hit fireball, and that went up to 22 to 27. The reason why is because these are synergizing spells. Oh, hello. that. Let's see, is that 2? Nope, just 1. I'm picking up these big healing potions because I'm intending to swap them out for the smaller healing potions. And I might need healing potions for Andariel as well. Anyways, what was I saying? I totally forgot what I was saying. So we'll just move on. Big mana potion, chipped ruby, nice. We'll check the long staff, see if it's got any mods. Not very good. Sacred globe, huh? Lose some damage, yeah, that's fine. Alright, we'll keep going. There's the exit. There's where Andariel is. So now we got our next quest, kill Andariel. Oh, I remember I was talking about synergies. So Firebolt and Fireball are synergistic. So when I add a point to Fireball, Firebolt gets a 14% damage increase, as does Meteor. When I add a point to Firebolt, Fireball gets a 16% damage increase, as does Meteor, right? And so you can only put 20 points into a skill. That's the cap. And then you can't put any more. You can raise it further by getting plus skills, but you can't raise it any further than 20 plus whatever your plus skills are. And so to get your damage up even further is you add points to the synergy. So Fireball being my main spell, I'll be adding points to Firebolt later to continue to build on its damage. Okay. So the nice thing is Firebolt still is useful. Because I'm getting that synergy bonus to from Fireball. Oh, I didn't mean to open that. Because I'm just trying to clear this out. So many shamans. Kill the shamans. Alright. Check the ring. Fire resist. I'll actually take the fire resist. Whoops. This one. Yeah. No, I'm going to take the mana. Yeah, that's a tough choice. At least at this point. Alright, so we are going to head back to town. I'm going to point out some stuff for you guys. Some cool tips.
Good day.
Let's drop all this off. Alright, so we keep these organized. So I'm doing the higher level flawed is better than chipped. Higher level at the top, towards the top. Alright, so we'll drop this off too. We'll go repair whatever we need to repair.
Greetings.
Alright, so Andariel has 3 attacks. She's got her melee attack, it's just physical damage. She's got like a poison beam, like projectile that flows out, and then like a poison spray that sprays in like a cone in front of her. So the main source of her damage is poison. There's a way to mitigate poison damage, and that is the antidote potion. So the antidote potion removes poison, active poison, when you drink it, or from your mercenary. If you drop it on your mercenary, it removes active poison. And then it gives you a 50% bonus, so I'll show you here, 50% bonus to your poison resistance for 30 seconds. Okay. Now you can be poisoned again after you drink one and remove that poison damage. You can be poisoned again, but that 50% bonus to your poison resistance remains for 30 seconds. And remember, I talked about it in the last session, the duration stacks. So if I drink all 6 of these, that's 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 1 minute 30, 2 minutes, 2:30, 3 minutes. That's 3 minutes of extra 50% duration on our poison resistance. So you can see it went up from 7 to 57. So I'm gonna grab one more. They're very cheap, 36, right? So you can just grab a bunch of them. It's fantastic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drink 3 of them to give me a minute and a half of poison resistance, and then I'm gonna drop 3 of them on my Merc to give her a minute and a half of extra poison resistance before we go fight Andariel. So 1, 2, 3 for me, and then 1,
Thank you.
2,
Thank you.
3, and you can see, where is it? She now has an extra 50%. She has 66% poison resistance. Take that ring. There she is. There's the poison spray. Wow, she got deleted. That didn't help at all. Now I'm more than strong enough to take down Andariel on my own.
Queen has fallen.
So no big deal that I lost my Merc. And I actually don't really care that much because I'm going to get a new Merc here in a little bit. A melee Merc. So we don't really care that much. So I'm not going to bother to revive her, but you can.
I am overburdened.
Alright. Clear that out. Nice job. So we've already got another third of our experience back up here. No sense in wasting a identified scrolls because we're just going to go... Take that. We're just going to go to Deckard. Drop this down into our thing. And we'll swap this and this. But no sense in wasting identify scrolls because we're just going to go back to town and say hi to Deckard. There used to be... So, okay. Here's some other things.
This is...
Andari.
Whenever you... Actually, I want to res her because... No, I don't. Whenever you kill a boss for the first time, you get a bonus to the quality of the drops that the boss gives. Okay? A bonus to the quality. Yeah, we're definitely equipping those. We'll sell that. Oh, that's nice. 6%. 6%'s not going to really impact us too much, so we'll just stick with what we have.
Good day.
You get a bonus the first time you kill a boss. So that's Andariel in Act 1, Duriel Act 2, Mephisto in Act 3, Diablo in Act 4, and Bale in Act 5. Spoiler alert. And so there is extra bonus, and there used to be, back in the original Diablo 2 days, there was a way to bug Andariel so she would give you the full quest drops every single time.
Good to see you.
And that was to, as soon as you come back, don't talk to anybody. As soon as you come back to town, don't talk to anybody else. Talk to Wariv immediately and travel east, because that's your next... Then you can come back and talk to people after you, and then save and exit, I think. But then you can come back and talk to people, and the quest would be bugged, so you could get quest drops from Andariel forever and ever. But they fixed that in Diablo 2 Resurrected. However, they just made it where she gets quest drops all the time. So, yeah, that's kind of neat of the devs to update that. Let's check and see if she's got any cool weapons for us. We're looking for 2 open sockets. The nice thing about that is you can just quickly see if something has sockets or not. No, only one of them had sockets at all, that one, and it didn't have 2, so no good. So we're going to go to Act 2.
Your presence.
And we will talk to everybody in Act 2. And I'll show you some cool stuff in Act 2.
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings, honored.
All right, so that's
Good
Jaren.
day.
This is Luke Golain. This is the Act 2 town. This is Lysander. He's the one who sells potions. Farah sells weapons and can repair your equipment. There's
Yes.
Deckard again. Over here is Grease. Grease
I bet you
is where you hire mercenaries. I don't want to resurrect her. I'll just hire another mercenary. So the Act 2 mercenaries are melee mercenaries. They have an aura. They have this jab skill, and then where they poke, and they have an aura that they're equipped with, a single aura. It changes from normal to nightmare to hell. Whoops, I should not have done that. Blammo. Okay. It changes from normal to nightmare. I did not mean to resurrect her either. Lol. Alright, well, in any case, I can keep her armor and her skull cap and put it on the guy I'm about to hire. It changes with what are available, but there's 3 that you get at normal. It's Blessed Aim, which increases the aim of your party. So in this case, I get 120% to attack rating, which means I'm more likely to hit. And then I get, you can do a prayer, which slowly heals you, which is I'll probably end up using, or you can get defiance, which doubles your defense. So I'm probably going to use the prayer merc for now. Yes, that's fine. And then we will put this on him. We'll put this on him, and then we'll need to find him a weapon, and we can go buy one from Farah.
Greetings.
Farah. So he can equip spears and pole arms. So he could do the Volge. Required strength 50. Does he have 50 strength? He has 65, so he has enough. I believe the Volge is going to be the strongest of the weapons she offers. 6 to 21, 15 to 23. This actually would be better. Plus a 1 to 3 fire damage. That would be better. 7 to 17. Not very good. Yeah, this is actually the best one. So we'll give him that. So watch his damage. So his damage is 16. You can see it right here. 16 to 29. And then if we plop this on him, boom, 39 to 64. He does very good damage. So he's on par with our fireball damage. He's also melee, which means he's going to tank for us, which is excellent. And that prayer aura will give us some passive healing. Low, not much, but some passive healing. So very, very useful. And then this one gives us our next quest. We'll do that quest next. This is an optional quest that we're getting. This one here, find Radamant in the lair. Optional quest, but it does give us a skill point, so it's a very valuable quest. And the entrance is right here, next to Grease. There's also another one along the bottom there.
Welcome, young
This is
sorceress
Drognin.
to Luke Golain.
Drognin also sells. He sells potions, and he also sells staves. Act 2 is the last place you can buy a 2 open socket staff, and I think this one's the one, but I don't think we have enough gold. Actually, yeah, this one actually would be really good because it's got +1 to enchant, which wouldn't be useful for myself, but I can enchant my mercenary to give him bonus damage and bonus attack rating. +1 to fireball, that would be useful. Nova is kind of not useful, which is unfortunate that's the +3 because, not useful. If it was fireball +3 or enchant +3, that'd be really useful. We're hoping for warmth is what we're looking for. But we need it to be 2 open sockets, so that we could use. Probably gonna just keep going. It's 3 open sockets. Yeah, we'll keep trying. So Drognin, and yeah, I didn't have enough money. If you check my gold, where is it? 40,000. I didn't have enough. That was 65. So we need to farm some money. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through. We're level 15 right now. We are going to start farming Countess for the runes we need. And that'll also give us some money as we farm her. and with the runes we need, then we will just keep checking periodically for the 2 open socket staff for Leaf, and then we can also buy 2 open socket body armor from Farah here if we need to, if we don't find it. Where's our armor? So see, I can buy that, 2 open sockets. Easy peasy, right? This one also 2 open sockets, requires a little bit more strength, but I could buy that. I probably wouldn't buy that because something I have is giving me +1 to strength, and as soon as I unequip that, it's this sash. As soon as I unequip that, then I won't be able to use that anymore. So I'll probably have to do. See, that one gives me strength. I'd probably have to do 5 more strength points after that. But you can see this is the last place to buy items that are not magical. On Act 3, you cannot buy non-magical items. Well, that's actually pretty good. I might buy that. Extra defense, 9% chance. Yeah, I'll buy that. There you go. Lost a little bit of gold there, but not much. Shield, block rate, blocking. Yeah, I mean, that's nice, but we're not going to buy that. It's not worth spending on. All right. So that's all for today. We finished Act 1. We will start farming Countess on the next episode, looking for the runes we need. Thank you so much.